Hi there guys, so I'm back here with another video, and in today's video I'm gonna dive right into it. First of all, I love the weather now. It feels like it's picked up. It feels like, summer is somewhat back. But if you look behind me here, the trees are still malnourished, so hopefully within the next, I'd say, month, things should really be starting to pick up again, and the real feel of the summer should be returning. But there's something about when the weather switches from the December, January sort of cold to one time the sun staying in the sky for a bit longer, giving it that nice summer feel to it. It's just something that just relaxes your mind, and I like it. Maybe it's because I was born in the summer. But anyways, today I want to talk about how I've been doing a lot of these vlogs on here. I've been working on my mind-to-mouth strengthening connection, this, that. And I've also been making daily snaps as well on Snapchat, which I've slowed down on because, after a while, if you're going to keep doing the same thing, talk about your schedule of the day, talk about, just in the same fashion for a long time, it's not going to start, it's not going to continue working on the same part of the brain. So you need to switch things around. So hence why I've slowed down a bit on the daily snaps on my Snap. But as for everything that I'm doing, so the whole speech that I'm working on, the whole anxiety, confidence journey, everything I'm working on, I do feel like as you work on a big deal of it, you get to actually learn and broaden your vocabulary, learn how to talk to people. You can, master how to string sentences together, sound more professional. But there's another part which nobody hasn't told me before, and it's just something I'm noticing about myself. There's a part that isn't taught online, and it's called the robotic self, or the autopilot mode. So after a while, when you learn how to build perfect sentences, structure them together, and just be able to talk about random things when you meet somebody new, and just making social dynamics more, easier flowing for yourself, you start to become more of a shell of yourself. So even though you're articulating yourself better, you're not really your core self. So if it makes sense, basically, I'm having a bit of a hard time here just putting these words here together for this video, but I'll blame the fast. But yeah, so you start to become more of a robot. I'll give you a good example. So if I say to somebody, "Oh, how are you doing? Yeah, cool, I like that. Yeah, well, there's no life behind that. Yes, you are flowing, you are really, social, you are bubbly, blah, 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 but there's no life behind it. And that's something I picked up in the last few months, actually. And I wonder, how can I work on my speech? How can I work on my anxiety, my mind-to-mouth connection, and also work on me? And the only way that I found to actually hit this nail is to maybe slow down as you talk and give yourself permission to actually feel it. Because after a certain while of practicing all these, your English, your language, this is that, you start to subconsciously start to go into a performance mode, even though you don't want to do that. So that's a good reason why I think it's hard for people to just stay themselves, stay natural, stay bubbly, keep their identity and personality throughout this recovery stage and stuff. But it gets interesting, the more people you meet out there, the different styles of conversations you pick up. So I'll give you guys a different outview and things here. So sometimes when you're out there, you're talking to your average person here, your average friend or family member, anyone, things are very surface level, they're just, jokish, questions are expected to a certain degree, we don't ask past these questions, and the replies are informal, and it's just, natural. But then again, when you have conversations with people with a professional background of how can I put it? Let's say a hospital field, so somebody that's in a medical field, you then realize like, oh, this person's got all the replies for this. This person, we can bounce back and forth when it comes to this. But they're keeping it professional. You see? So they've built that work vibe. They've built that, how can I put it? They've built that rapport with a lot of patients and customers and stuff, to the point where all of their daily affairs have now become watered down. So their bonds are, they're basically, they can put forth anything they'd like because they're accustomed to talking a lot, but their informal selves has diminished. Now, if you don't find time to build on your informal self, so either letting loose and joking around with people, and then you could work on your formal self at, your corporative work, when you go out there in the world. There's places that require you to be more professional. So if you keep the both worked on apart, I think you'll have a better chance of building it all around better communication skills. And I know I do sound like I am waffling here a lot. As I'm talking here, I'm literally spacing in and out, not like severely, but I don't know what it is like when I'm fasting and I haven't had coffee or any vape or anything. My mind is just, it's like it's hard for me to think, so I get a lot of brain fog and stuff. But alhamdulillah, something that I really can't complain about is this year, at least I'm fasting. And I mean, I fasted last year as well, most of it. But this year, I feel like the brain fog, I can somewhat handle it. I'm not letting it dictate my life. I'm not letting it, I'm not shying away from it. And I'm also sharing a lot of my intimate issues on here. So that's something different. I never ever used to be able to, first of all, look somebody in the eye when I was fasting last year and the year before. Like, I don't know what it is. There's just something uncomfortable about it. I wouldn't be able to talk to people. I wouldn't be able to stand up for myself before. I'd be feeling very, very secluded, I have to put a little sound effect to it because that's how I really feel, like secluded. But yeah, it's been, amazing so far. We're on day 16 now. And as for this lovely spot that I'm back to, I think the last time I made a vlog here was last year, August. Yeah, maybe last year, August, if anything. So that's 8 months. Believe it or not, 8-9 months. Oh, baby. Literally came in the belly and now stepped back out. That's how long I haven't been back here. Wow. And as I was literally walking up towards here, I was literally feeling happy, gassed, like I was just excited all around. Like, yeah, I remember this spot. Like, I remember what I built here. I remember the hard times here. I remember the difficult times, but I still made it work. And that's the journey that I'm on right now. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a vlog right here. And I'll title this one. And I've skipped different topics, and it's not completely like one big take on this vlog here, but I'll name it something. And that's that. So I'll catch you lot on the next part, and I'll probably stay for a few more minutes and head back. Yeah, I'll do that. But take care, guys. Enjoy your day. Stay safe. Peace and blessings wherever you are. Bye.